The Marvels clip confirms full plot breakdown leak. Now, when I first saw this title, I actually read it as The Marvels clip confirms full pullout. Man, y'all can say what y'all want, but I am not pulling out. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I'm Saladino. So I'm going to take a break from Spider-Man videos. Yeah, there's a couple of more of them I think I'm going to do. Even though Spider-Man, the game, seems like maybe the talk around it is starting to peter out, if you will. But there's still some things that connect to sort of the whole larger issue with modern day gaming and women invading male spaces and male hobbies that I still kind of want to talk about. But anyway, I'm going to take a little break from it to talk about this scam of a game The Day Before. Now, I'm glad I wasn't looking forward to this game. I was never interested in it. I did watch the reveal trailer when it came out, but I was just like, yeah, whatever. It looks cool, looks nice. I'm not into MMO games though. I don't play multiplayer games. I play games to get away from people, not to be around more of them. So like I said, I watched the first reveal trailer. I know a lot of people was excited for it. The main things that stuck out to me was like the dumb dialogue.
Shall we split up?
Yep.
I'll find out what's in the skyscraper.
Okay, and I'll look around here.
And the fact that the narrator sounded like the guy who was narrating that Cyberpunk 2077 reveal.
Welcome to the short gameplay demonstration trailer for The Day Before, an upcoming open-world multiplayer survival game.
We're going to install both an optical scanner...
Mark 1, like I said, decent enough scanner. Displays data on your cornea.
And a subdermal weapon grip.
The link's not labeled.
But the difference was just the dumb things the narrator was saying in The Day Before.
Phew, that was close. You should have seen this shit.
It seems he dodged a bullet. Now he's crafting a bandage so he doesn't die from bleeding.
So I'd like to be ironic or satirical about the whole Day Before controversy, right? I'd be like, at least with The Day Before, even though it's clearly like this asset flip, a scam, all the ridiculous delays, the fact that they had some guy trademark the name, even though they knew that they should have trademarked it immediately and they didn't. Sort of like they were just allowing things to happen so that they didn't actually have to put the game out. It's like, this is a simple controversy though, for the most part. It's just the usual. A game studio is lying and scamming players, exploiting investors so that they can get money for, smaller games, exploiting their workers, not paying them, getting a bunch of volunteers for credit, whatever they're doing. And it's like, well, at least it's just a normal, understandable controversy, the usual junk that you used to get in gaming back in the day. But these days with Western gaming studios, not only do you get the exploiting of workers and exploiting investors, you also get that you're not just scamming players, but you're shitting on them and demonizing them, calling them sexist and racist and queerphobes, and just out and out, you hate the customer. Well, at least with The Day Before, it's just these guys are just trying to make money. They're not trying to shit on the players. They keep big upping the players and saying, you're going to be so excited when this comes out. And I don't know, look at these two. I wouldn't trust them as far as I could throw them. They both look like spoiled villains in a K-drama. But the thing, though, about The Day Before is just a normal, old school gaming controversy. Despite that, there's no political agenda behind it. I'm starting to think that the reason why we have the political agenda bullshit in the West is because these studios are trying to distract from worker exploitation and investor scamming and gamer scamming. It's like, with the workers, there comes a point where they should be focusing on getting more out of these studios and, these production companies than they are, instead of worrying about their coworkers' pronouns or something stupid like that. You look at Bungie, all that Latinx bullshit last month. It was last month, right? Okay, this is November. Was this in October? I can't even remember. But so just recently, they had the Latinx stupid controversy, and now a month later, they're pretty much dead. They've got all these layoffs and project delays, and they're just a husk of their former glory. And you look at Volition, and you have that stupid community manager calling people terrorists for criticizing the game, Saints Row. And that studio is shut down. And who knows where the stupid community manager is now. She talked all that shit for a company that went under like a year later. And I know I heard that the publisher demanded, the woke shit. But all these idiots at these studios fully bought into the agenda. Most of them do. I don't think anybody told the community manager to pop off at the mouth as much as she was. Even if they don't buy into it, they're just afraid to speak up. They don't say anything. They just let this stuff be driven into the ground. The focus of the game devs should be make games that make them more money, not preach to people who don't want to hear it just so they get shut down later. So it's why are you pushing this down people's throats when people don't want to hear it? And then you end up not getting the sales you need to keep your company afloat. There has to be people at these studios. They have to be devs or somebody saying, look, we're losing money. Look at Disney. Look at Volition. We're losing money doing this. People are telling you they don't want to hear it. And you're telling the fans to go fuck themselves. But they're the ones who are supposed to be paying for this. They're supposed to be buying these games. Bungie put out the stupid ass Latinx tweet. There's already problems at Bungie. They were already concerned after Sony bought them that there would be layoffs and stuff. They put out this stupid ass Latinx tweet. Everybody laughs at them. And then what happens? All it results in is everybody getting laid off. They just look stupid now. You look at The Last of Us 2. That destroyed Naughty Dog. They're not even going to adapt that game for the HBO show properly. I know they're going to have a season 2. I know the HBO show did well. I don't think it's really, captured the hearts and minds of normies the way that the first game did for players. But they know enough not to actually adapt that game for season 2, where you have Abby killing Joel and then making Abby pretty much the main protagonist for half the goddamn season. They know that's stupid. And they're not Naughty Dog is not in a position to tell HBO, I don't give a shit. I don't care if you don't like that you're forced to spend half of a season watching Abby, even though she killed one of your favorite characters in this story. HBO's not going to put up with that. This is going to be no, we're not doing this. I don't care if you don't like it. So it was a retarded idea to do that in the game. And they're suffering for it now. They're going to keep remastering The Last of Us. They're talking about remastering Part 2, even though it's not needed. They got the multiplayer thing canceled or delayed or whatever. I said this before. What use is virtue signaling and lecturing people and talking down to players and pretending that the biggest enemy to society is a gamer who wants to see jiggle physics and have sexy women in games, when everybody's saying, I don't want to hear this shit. I'm not going to buy your game if you do this. And then, you're not going to change people's hearts and minds because they don't want to hear it. And yelling at them is not going to make them go, you know what? Actually, you yelled at me enough. You made fun of me enough. You've ignored my feedback enough where I'll just take it and just keep going forward. No, you get diminishing returns each time. Last of Us had a big opening week or two. And then it fell off after the pre-orders and all the, everybody, they made a lot of money off of pre-orders and first day sales. And then once people who didn't see the spoilers and the leaks told everybody else what was happening, that was it for that fucking game. In Spider-Man 2 Electric Boogaloo, it started off doing well, but I firmly believe, just like with Ragnarok, with God of War Ragnarok, in the next couple of months, it's going to be dead. Nobody's going to give a shit about it. I have a couple, like I said already, I have a couple of more videos I want to do about Spider-Man 2, but I don't think it's going to be really relevant for a lot of people, at least not as Spider-Man 2 itself. For me, it's more just about AAA is dead. AAA games are dead right now. And Spider-Man 2 is I'm just doing an autopsy of the game and the reaction to it, etc., etc. What seems to be happening is these AAA games put out this woke shit that nobody wants. I'm really upset with Remedy in Alan Wake 2 and the fact that they lied and said you didn't have to play as the race-swapped Saga character, only to find out now that she's the main fucking character of the game. You play 10 hours out of a 15-hour game as this negress. It's absurd. And again, another Black Viking. Another Black Viking. Like, they're going to ruin Alan Wake 2 now. They're going to ruin that entire universe because people are going to be like, all right, I'm not dealing with this anymore. Like, I'm not going to get the game. I wanted to get the first game, play that. You know, it was on sale. I was going to say it's going to go on sale again probably in a month or two. I'll get it, play that, and then get a PS5 and play, 2. But I'm not going to do it now. It looks great. The technical people do a great job, but the story and concept people are fucking up and killing their franchises with shit that people have told them over and over again they do not want. They don't want this. So, like I said, I can't be satirical and say, well, at least The Day Before is just a regular old school scamming, asset flipping company with 2 uncanny valley looking con men. But actually, I probably can, because even though, they're charging people $40 to do this early access that, the game's supposed to have been released like 3 or 4 times already. And they keep pushing it back with one dumb excuse after another. This time, it's supposed to be released this month, the actual game. That was not supposed to be in early access. Now they're talking about you're going to pay $40 for an early access next month, and it'll be in early access for maybe 6 to 8 months. No, it's going to be in early access for the next 2 or 3 years. This game is never officially coming out. I mean, it's a scam. At least they put hot chicks in their game. Talk about asset flip.